Do you know those making an impact in your neighborhood? Maybe they're well known and established, or just getting started. Either way, let's chat. We'll be diving deep into their story, what fuels them, and how they help our community. Hi, I'm Krisha, host of Let's Chat. My goal is to connect those making an impact in the community with you, our listeners. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me tonight. I can't believe it, but in a few short weeks, Let's Chat will hit its 1-year anniversary, and it's kind of mind-boggling, but really awesome. And I appreciate you joining us every first and third Wednesday of the month. So I thought since we're close to our 1-year mark, let's have a recap show. We're going to touch base tonight with our episode 3 guests. And joining me will be Evita Cologne and Solise White of A Concrete Rose Wine and Bookbar. They are partners in life, business, and parenting. And what a fabulous journey it's been. Thank you, ladies. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us. We're excited.
Yes. I know. Episode 3 to episode 14. That's so rad.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to 1 year. Yes. So hopefully right now, I mean, this year's a little bit more lighter than last year this time. We were all in lockdown.
Yeah, it is. Just a tad.
Just a little bit. Still a lot of craziness that we're juggling.
Yes.
But I thought we could go back. We're going to revisit where you were about a year ago this time. But also, I never asked you guys, are you both Lancaster natives?
I am. So I'm from Lancaster. I'm from the Southeast Lancaster. And you are from
Bronx, New York.
All right.
And I graduated from Millersville University. So that's how I ended up in Lancaster.
Was that how you guys met?
Nope.
No.
We actually have a lot of the same friends and we've never crossed paths.
No way.
Until 2016.
Yes.
And I needed a choreographer for my play.
And of course I did. So I'm a choreographer.
And a mutual friend showed me a video of her dancing. And I was like, okay, she's good. She knows what she's
old.
Yep. Yeah.
I can handle that.
Yeah.
So last year, A Concrete Rose was where? What was going on?
So last year we spoke in like around May. So that was at the time we're kind of figuring things out. The fundraiser was completely dead.
Yeah. It was just, that happened because as soon as we launched it, COVID happened. So we had to stop everything. Like,
right. I remember you guys paused it and I was like, why are you pausing this? Turn it back on.
So it was just like this idea that was just there. And we were teaching ourselves, like, taking a bunch of classes and things like that during that time. Now it's happening. We're there.
Yeah. And a lot of classes actually became available for at a lower cost. So we took So a wine class would normally cost about $500
per person.
And we got it for $10 because everything switched online and nobody knew their prices that they should have put. So it was okay with us.
So that's a silver lining.
We like lined them all up because we had time.
Might as well make some booze. What else?
Exactly.
Yes. And we were drinking a lot of wine and we still are.
Yeah. In a healthy manner.
Yes.
Yes, we are still currently. You're right. So funny. And you were about to sign a lease, but we didn't. And in hindsight,
it was actually we actually settled with a better deal because the first lease it seemed like a beautiful idea, but
and we was new to it. We really didn't know. So as we did more research and got into it, we was like, wait a minute now, this is entirely too much money to be putting in something that's not ours.
Yeah. Good point. Yes. Yeah. We're going to talk about the new location. Actually, we could talk about the new location now. Oh, okay. Also, this year, you got married?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, last year.
Last year.
This year, on Sunday, we celebrated our 1 year anniversary. Yes.
There is a weird time warp between 2019 and 2021.
It's like
it's
long
blended.
And short at the same time.
It is.
Yes, 20 years versus like a small blip in the whole thing. Yeah, it's a weird lapse. Yeah, that's funny. Sorry about that. Yes, last year you got married, which is really awesome. We're going to talk about what it's like to have a wedding during a shutdown pandemic. Not the original plans, I know. So the new store, we have a fabulous location. Where is that location going to be?
910 South Duke Street, Suite 105.
Ooh.
I'm excited.
Yes.
Snaps.
In a Z formation. So how much space is this new place?
It is 1925 square foot.
Square foot, yeah.
Yes.
Nice. And so you'll be able to purchase wine inside and books as well, correct?
Yes. And it's also a small, intimate venue.
Yes, so you can come to see shows, open mics,
to little things.
Yeah, we're going to be very creative with entertainment in there and the conversations that we facilitate in there, just to create this dope, safe space that everyone wants to come back to
with positive energy, of course, because that's what we're about.
Yeah.
So we just want everybody to come in and feel safe and feel our energy. Like, we want to give. Come feel it.
And we miss people. We want to see people in person.
We're artists too, so it was very difficult not being able to see people live and actually perform. And so to bring that back and actually be in that space is going to be amazing.
Yeah. So I feel a lot of spoken word. I feel a lot of strong goddess energy. I feel a lot of good light coming.
Yeah,
all of that.
All of that. Awesome. And you guys, this is really amazing too. And we talked about the wine aspect, but you're the first Black-owned micro winery.
Yes. In Pennsylvania.
Not even just Central PA, but like the whole state.
Yeah.
Yes. So
it's very cool. It's very there's a lot of pressure on us at the same time because it's like, don't want to mess this up. But so we make a lot. We've made quite a few batches of wine to try it out, and our friends and family, they come over, they try it, and some of them leave with more bottles than they should.
Well, I guess that's a good feedback.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing, we can't sell it or anything like that. So if they come over and they want a bottle, we just give it to them if we have it.
We usually have a lot. So.
Yeah. It's like we'll have a lot and then we don't have any at all.
Exactly.
That's funny. Has there ever been a time that you've been discouraged? I mean, outside of the whole shutdown aspect, but just throughout this past year and as you've grown and changed?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
A lot of the time.
Yeah. And then we're also raising our young king, and I still have a 9-to-5. We have A Concrete Rose, Speak to My Soul, Black Voices. It's just like, whoa.
And we're newlyweds.
Yes. And so marriage is completely another, ball game. So we have to continue to learn, grow with each other, and then we have all of this together. So it's just like, okay, but we know we can do it. Just some days it's just like, wow, we need to reset.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah. I mean, that is. I actually had a couple questions on it. Like, how do you practice your self-care? How do you stay healthy mentally and physically through all these? Because you're being pulled in multiple directions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Right. Sorry, Evita, you go first.
We should practice more self-care, but we do pretty well with it. Like, we support each other. We spend a lot of time together, but we also we'll break off and spend time with family or our friends when we are not together. Or we do family activities.
Oh yeah, I love our family activities. That's so much fun. That definitely resets us because a child's joy is just something else, and it's just like he definitely resets us. And also we do our own spa days and stuff like that. She'll write, I'll dance, and
work out.
Well, I started working out 4 times a week now. Because,
what are you doing?
Yes, I have 2 trainers, and they are awesome. So they keep me on my toes, make sure I'm eating healthy and everything. So I have been feeling really great about that. That's one thing.
Yeah, so helpful. It's so helpful because that helps with the stressors. Like sometimes you get rid of the stress or the stressy, but then the stress is still there. Like
exactly.
Yeah. So. We have a punching bag in the basement.
Oh,
that's what I use.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
Oh yeah, you ladies, you're more than welcome to come boxing with me anytime. Open invite. I love it. I will be there this Saturday morning.
Nice and early.
Yes. Yeah. It's just, you just leave it on the bag and walk
Yep.
away. Yeah, grounding is so important during these times. So also during this time in the past year, you had, I don't want to call it a contest. There is a partnership with Express.
Yes.
And it was just kind of like all of a sudden it's just like this big momentous thing happened. So, which is amazing. You won a huge, I don't say huge, but you won a pretty decent funding for it. So how did this come about? How did this opportunity come?
It was really crazy how it came about because we wanted to transfer some of the GoFundMe funds to our bank account, and it wasn't working. And it was getting back. It was like so bad that I called them and I'm like, well, you're telling me that the funds will be transferred, like they'll be like, I guess refunded to all of the all the donors if I don't figure this out. So when I was talking to the customer service lady, she was very nice. She walked me through it and she was like, she emailed me the next day and she was like, we figured everything out. And I just happened to look at your campaign and I'm really inspired by it. I also identify as queer and I've been in the brewing industry for 10 years. So she said that they have a GoFundMe town hall where they pitch like stories that inspire them. And I guess GoFundMe donates to them. So she went and pitched our story at the town hall and everyone loved it. And at the time, GoFundMe was partnering with Express. So Express reached out to us on Instagram and I'm like, what is this scam?
Yeah, that's exactly. I'd be like, first of all, this is like check. Like, true.
And then they kept reaching out, and then they finally sent an email, and I'm like, oh, okay. So when they said that, we didn't know about the money. They just said that.
Yeah, they surprised us with that.
Oh, really?
We was just going for. They wanted to know more about the wine and the process and where we was at with it, and that was really just our journey. As being an entrepreneur.
They said they were going to do a video.
Small business owner Black.
And that was pretty much it. And then when we shot that day, they gifted us with a year's worth of clothes for each of us. And then we didn't know anything else, right?
No, we didn't know anything else. And then they called us like 2 weeks later.
And they were like, hey, we were just thinking, wondering if you would mind being on a Times Square billboard.
We're like
of course. It was like, well, do you have time to come up like next week? We're like, of course. So that's when you call off everything.
I know. Like, oh, by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it was like a really like deluxe experience. They sent us a car and a driver to drive us to New York. They had like a bunch of snacks in there. So DJ was like living his best life.
It. Yeah.
And they had they got us a hotel and it was beautiful.
It was so beautiful. And even when they shot the first time, just the hospitality and just everybody in our house with all this equipment, and we're just like, wow, our neighbors looking, everybody's looking, like the whole production crew was just so
amazing. And they were great with DJ. Like DJ knew everyone's name. He was like, did you know Josh was the camera guy? I was like, who's Josh?
There was a few cameras.
No, but you do.
Yeah. So they were amazing. They were really kind. And just because of our, authentic experience that we had with everyone, they wanted to keep working with us. We just actually did a women's panel for Express in March. So it was like an internal event for their, I guess, the women that work there, and just to empower them to, start their own endeavors and talk. We just spoke about our experience and our journey and challenges and things like that. So
that is amazing. So, I mean, you were pretty surprised, just like the rest of us, when you were announcing.
Very.
When we turned around and when we looked and saw the check, it was just like, well, clearly you could see me crying.
Yeah. Well, I think we all did. So, unfortunately, we don't have video. But so what happened was you guys were kind of like, your backs were turned, and then you turned around and you see your faces. Well, like this, you're on a billboard, but it's like the motion, cool movement. It's not like it's like a stand show. It's like you're splashing around this whole like corner. It's like, what does that feel like?
Oh man, amazing.
Yeah, we actually had to go re-experience it this weekend.
Yes,
because there was so much going on at that time. when that happened. Like the day before, I just came from my friend's funeral. So like I had to like get it together and drive, just be a part of that experience. So to be able to go back in a better space and really like soak it in, it was amazing. Like, we were like, it was cold.
It was.
It started to get cold on, what was that, Sunday night?
Yes.
And and then there was a lot more people there than there was in November. I've never seen Times Square so empty, but at that time, but there was a lot of people there this time, and just to, see yourself in Times Square, that's crazy. It's still crazy to me.
And then I was excited because some of our friends and family was able to make it in such short notice because everything just happened so fast, but it was beautiful. And it's just like, wow, that's me. You see, that's me. Yay.
That's a dream that you would never think that would really happen. Like if you go to Times Square, like, oh, I would like to be on that billboard one day, but then it happens. It's like, wow.
I'm on a billboard.
Yes, and we're still there.
And you're still there.
Yes. Very humble flex.
Yes.
Like it was like a week. Like this is months.
Yes.
Very humble flex. I love that.
And I was excited because when the ball dropped, you could see us a little bit in the back. I was too excited. Actually, my mom called me. She was like, I saw you. And so we watched it and we was looking and then we saw us.
You're like, pause. Oh, that is amazing. It was such an awesome thing. And I know like friends and family of mine that have been following your story since being on the show, they reached out to me and my parents were like, did you see? I'm like, I know. So yes, it's a very proud community here in Lancaster for that moment.
Thank you. We appreciate
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I know that also, so the flip side, this is an amazing moment, but there's also a lot of misconception that comes along with this. I know that's been a challenge now. It's like,
yes, there has been.
It's this journey has been like the most difficult journeys that I've ever been on. I have Speak to My Soul, and I had that business for quite a while, and that in itself has been a difficult journey, but I didn't ever have this much pressure on me while trying to navigate a pandemic, a marriage, virtual learning, trying to stay safe. It's so much going on at the same time. It feels like we're in a whirlwind like every day.
It's been a tornado for like a hurricane for the past like 7 months.
Exactly.
Do you feel a little imposter syndrome starts to creep in, that voice?
Definitely. We, especially like jumping into the wine industry, it feels intimidating because you feel like, wine, you feel like everyone is really like snobby in the wine industry, but we've been supported and embraced by people that have been doing this for years. I also have a mentor that is I think she's in Napa. Nice. So she's been, helping with that, like just any questions that I have. And we've just been mentored by so many people that have been doing this for a while. So that kind of helped. And they all acknowledge that they all started from they started somewhere, and that's where we are right now.
And they acknowledge that we're all a community as well. So we all want to see each other win. And if one, say, grape is out of season or something happens, we're all affected. So
right.
It's very supportive.
Very supportive.
How many on the wine side? Do you have an idea of how many different types you're going to be offering, or how's that process looking?
We are throwing that in the air. We want to have 7, but we're seeing right now because we're in a process with our winery license. So
how long does it take to make a wine? I don't know what else what do you call it? What is the winemaking process? Is there a formal name?
It's about 6 to 8 weeks. What takes the longest is actually, letting it sit. And you want it to age to taste better, obviously. But there are some wines that you can, like a Moscato doesn't really have to sit that long. You can like let that sit in a bottle for like a week and pop that open. But if you have like a Cabernet, obviously you want that to age and get some body.
Strength, grow some legs.
Yes. And that's one of my favorites. So we just actually made a batch of that now, so that is aging at this moment. And we made another Moscato when we had our fundraiser in October, because we did that as well.
Yes.
We put the bottles on the tables for people to help themselves, and they drank everything. Like everything. But the Moscato and the Rosé was the favorite. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, there's still good feedback, even though they're wiping you clean. I mean,
yeah. Yes.
I guess it's done in the most loving way.
Exactly. And the people that have tried it, they're very honest with us. Like, they wouldn't mind telling us that it's just not it. Yeah. So we don't have fake support.
You can't grow from fake support.
You can't.
Exactly.
You really can't.
It's just not kind either.
No, it isn't. I would rather look a fool in front of my friends and family than customers.
Now we know. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Oh yeah. And the cool thing is that recently you guys have been able to collaborate and connect with other Black-owned Black bookstores as well. Anybody in the local area?
Yes, Stefan at Good Brother Cafe.
Yeah.
He actually, that's in Harrisburg. He actually connected us with a collective of all the Black bookstores in the nation.
Oh, wow.
So he has, provided us with a wealth of information. Like, we're always texting back and forth, like, to help each other out in different, with different things. And now we're connected to all the other Black stores and the bookstores in the nation. So like, we can get together and talk about, challenges or, how to get through different things. And it's amazing.
Yes.
We've been embraced. So I love it.
Yeah. It's really necessary. It's essential, I think, to the development and growing process. And so you guys both kind of have your own separate, I call them passion projects.
Yes.
It's up to you how you want to label them. But Evita, we have Black Voices that you are developing. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So Black Voices took off in a way that I wasn't expecting. I really wanted to create a platform for Black people in the Black community to come together and express themselves. I was at a lot of the protests in the summer and just observing the fact that a lot of us had so many emotions and like all the stages were shut down. So a lot of us do utilize the arts and creativity to express ourselves. So when you shut all those places down, like obviously the streets and protests, that's the only place that we can, express ourselves, and social media, which is not healthy half the time. So I used to use performing arts and I still do, but due to COVID, obviously, using performing arts to allow people to, give them the platform to express themselves. And I was like, well, let's just do a magazine. And I opened up the submissions to the community to submit, and it just took off from there. Yes. So I'm really excited. The new issue actually drops Friday. So right now we're like taking pre-orders. Ooh. And I suggest to get a pre-order package because they're beautiful. People really liked opening up the pre-ordered packages before. So I suggest to get that. But that's until Friday. And then we'll be shipping out all the magazines. But it's been a learning process. I'm really excited about the next one because I got to interview one of, the people that I've looked up to growing up, and it is Natalie Stewart from Flowetry. So I got to interview her a couple weeks ago?
Yes.
Yeah, and that was cool.
That is cool. I love it. You're like, so I'm gonna make a magazine.
Yeah.
I love how you don't dream small. Yeah, I love that. Keep dreaming big. I like that.
Thank you.
How many issues are you going to be producing? I don't know if it's a year or a quarter. How are you?
It's quarterly.
And she sold her first magazine over 200 copies. Let's say that. Let's get into that, please.
Yeah. I've been very busy.
That's amazing. And Miss Solise, you have been very busy as well. What are we developing?
I am working on Little So. It's a children's book. I'm excited for her. She's just child just trying to give everybody their roses in the community. Yes. because it's needed, especially people that's overlooked. So that's what I'm working on with the awesome King Prolific. He's the illustrator. So I'm excited. Yeah, I'm super excited.
And a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna try to drop it, before, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna drop it when we open up. Like, we're gonna have this space. Let's wait. So we're just taking time and making sure everything's right with it.
Awesome. I can't wait to read it. Yes. Awesome. Any future events? The store is kind of slated. Do you have an idea of when you're going to be opening on Duke Street?
Yeah, well, we're not able to like set an opening date until like everything is approved as far as like winery licensing and permits and stuff like that. So it's slated for this summer, but we just can't set an actual opening date and set up all of that until we get the okay from everything. But everything's going okay. It's going well. It could go better, but like at COVID, you really have to practice patience and kind of go with the flow.
Flexibility.
Yes.
But it's going. So that's good. Yes. And we just want to let everybody know too that the GoFundMe is still open too. So funds are always appreciated.
Yes.
Because one little lump doesn't really take you as far as you think. So
right.
When we were talking to Express and we were discussing like, they're like, oh, well, what did you do with the money? And I was like, well, we put it up to receive more funds.
Exactly.
So like with, commercial businesses, it's, it's all commercial, but a brick and mortar, like, $5,000, $10,000, it just,
it's like $1.
It's like $1.
It's like $1.
Yeah.
That is very true.
But it all counts.
Yes. And that is exactly what the community can do to support you, is to send you some funds that will actively be put towards a good cause. So,
yes. Where the money resides.
Yeah.
I had to say it.
Too funny. I love it. I'm gonna ask you guys some random pop questions that.
Oh my gosh!
No, shit, I did not tell you before. Evita, what's your favorite type of music?
Ooh, it depends on the day. It really does. Like today, I was like really in my R&B neo soul bag. Sometimes I can get like I can do really like I can do hip hop. I love hip hop. Yeah. Lil Kim is one of my favorite artists. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
It's like
I haven't listened to her in so long.
Yeah, I listen to all of her old stuff. Like Lauryn Hill, Erykah Badu, Lil Kim, like just a mix of everything. I'm really a hip hop head and neo soul jazz. Like, I don't know, I have a little bit of everything.
She does.
You just never know what you'll get.
It's true. I base mine off of my mirror too. So, Lisa, name one thing you give yourself permission to do.
Be myself. I always give myself permission to be myself, whether any environment I'm in. I give myself permission. Why not? It's only one me, so
why not?
Let's do it.
Evita, name one thing you want people to know about you.
How come I get the one thing?
She's gonna get it.
She's like, I'm gonna limit you to one thing.
Well, okay.
No, it's fine. One thing I want people to know about me. Wow.
Maybe you think that they might not know.
I don't know. I'm a mystery.
I know, right? I'm a wide open book.
I don't know. Do you know?
So, Lisa, you know? And do you have anything you'd like people to know?
As far as you, I mean, it's small, but when she's really happy, she sings. So when she's really happy, she's singing. She does not really sing. She does not when she's in a great mood, you'll catch her just like, oh my gosh, she's singing. And I learned that the hard way because I took her. We went on several dates and everything. And it was just like, oh, thank you. Surprises is not her thing. That's it. Surprise is not her thing. But when she started singing after the surprise, it was great.
It was good.
Yeah. But
do you know one for Solise?
Oh. Yeah.
Which one?
Like, which one? I think it is that
I'm giving you a Nikki look.
she absorbs so much information. Like, she wants to always do better. So like she wants, how can I explain it? Like, she always tries to give other people like the best experience ever. Mm-hmm. So she will research every facet of whatever that thing is, whether it's a birthday party, whether it is a trip, whether it is breakfast in the morning. Like, she will like study a person to find out what makes them the happiest, and she will put it all together in an experience.
That's a really good heart. Aw, ladies.
Yeah, that is something I do often.
Oh, ladies, I cannot thank you enough for coming back on the show. It was a great 1-year recap. Yes, and
I enjoyed it.
I look forward to summer 2021 when we can be in person and crack some champagne at that new place.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Cheers, ladies. Have a wonderful week.
Cheers.
You too. Thank you.
Let's Chat is a proud member of the Candy Factory Collective. You can find the show streaming on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and LinkedIn. And you can subscribe to the audio version anywhere you get your podcasts.
Krisha Martzel is a photographer who believes in the power of women, the power of seeing yourself in a true, authentic, beautiful way through boudoir photography. She's the owner of Krisha Lynn Photography, a daily wear of the color black, foodie, and podcast lover.
Let's Chat is produced by the Candy Factory Collective at the Candy Factory Co-working Campus in Lancaster, PA. Production support by Anna Tran, administrative support by Ann Kirby, Ariana Henderson, Robert Diggs, and Jason Mundoff. Notes and links can be found on the show post at our website, candyfactorycollective.com. Candy Factory.
Go